What happens when the biggest name in gaming stops feeling like the biggest name? Not in money or followers, but in impact. Because at one point Tyler Ninja Blevins wasn't just popular. He was the face of gaming. The guy pulling hundreds of thousands of viewers live. The one breaking records on Twitch. The one even non-gamers recognized. And when he played Fortnite with Drake, it wasn't just a stream. It was a cultural moment. Something that pushed gaming fully into mainstream entertainment, and for a while it felt like no one could touch him. But dominance like that doesn't disappear overnight. It fades in layers, and the first shift wasn't drama or controversy. It was expectation, because Ninja stopped being the underdog and became the standard. And once you're the standard, every new creator isn't trying to join you, they're trying to beat you. And that changes how audiences see you. Because instead of rooting for you, they start comparing you. At the same time, Fortnite itself started changing. New updates, new mechanics, and a higher skill ceiling. And Ninja didn't suddenly become bad, he was still very good. But he wasn't clearly ahead anymore. And in gaming especially, being not the best hits harder than almost anything else. Because viewers are always chasing the highest level of play. And there's always someone younger, faster, and grinding more hours. Then came the biggest decision of his career, leaving Twitch at his peak to sign an exclusive deal with Mixer. And on paper it made perfect sense. It was a massive deal, less competition, and full spotlight. But streaming isn't just about the creator, it's about the platform. And Twitch already had the culture, the audience, and the ecosystem. And when Ninja moved, a large part of that audience didn't follow consistently. His numbers dropped, his visibility dropped, and even though he was still one of the biggest names overall, he wasn't everywhere anymore. And that constant presence was a huge part of what made him feel unstoppable in the first place. Then Mixer shut down completely, and just like that, the momentum he built there was gone. And when Ninja returned to Twitch, the platform had changed, new creators had taken over, new personalities were rising, and the audience had more options than ever. So even though he was still massive, he wasn't automatically the center of attention anymore. At the same time, content itself was evolving. Streaming wasn't just about long sessions pulling huge live numbers anymore. Short-form content was exploding, faster clips, quicker entertainment, and creators who could constantly grab attention in seconds started dominating, which made it harder for any one streamer to control the spotlight the way Ninja once did. There was also a shift in how Ninja approached content. He became more careful, more brand-focused, which made sense given how big he had become. But it also meant losing some of the unpredictability that made his early streams feel exciting. Because part of his original appeal was that anything could happen, and once that edge softens, viewers slowly drift toward creators who still feel raw and unpredictable. And then there's the pressure that comes with being at the top. Because when you reach that level, there is no next level. There's only staying there or falling. And staying there is incredibly hard when the entire industry is constantly changing around you. Every small dip looks bigger. Every decision gets judged more harshly. And even when you're still doing extremely well, it can feel like you're losing ground. But calling it a fall-off isn't completely accurate. Because Ninja didn't disappear. He didn't crash. He transitioned from being the uncontested #1 to being a legacy name, still huge, still successful, just no longer the single face of everything. And in an industry where most creators fade out quickly, lasting this long at that level is rare. So what really happened to Ninja? He reached the peak of internet fame, made a high-risk move that broke some of his momentum, came back to a completely different streaming landscape, and had to compete in an era where attention is more fragmented than ever. And in the end, it wasn't one mistake or one moment. It was the natural shift of the internet itself, because no one stays on top forever, not because they fail, but because the game keeps evolving.